Ultimately, I think predictable systems enable better planning and forecasting, fewer surprises, better decision making. That is a core challenge for me in my day to day. And it's even more challenging in this environment than it's been at any time in my career. Speaking from experience, unpredictability, lack of visibility, break planning cycles. So just to get in the Wayback Machine, about a year ago now, our at Motus, our annual revenue plan went out the window in February of last year. Given all the shifts we saw, and Kristen's smirking, it's true. Given all the uncertainty we saw with tariffs and everything else, I mean, none of us can predict anything that's going to happen from that perspective. And so we found ourselves scrambling to think through resourcing and investments and staffing and all the other models we built had to be adjusted on the fly to reflect the ever-changing conditions with our customers and in our market. And so as I think about the core question, designing systems that can handle uncertainty, ultimately leaders need cost models they can rely on that have better fidelity, that reduce uncertainty and risk. And so for our business, really any business, how do we think through those large cost components that are prone to large swings that are highly variable or subject to market risk and uncertainty? And then identify those and put a collar on them, effectively a hedge to reduce variability. Where if I know one of my largest cost components I can predict within plus or minus 5 percentage points, I feel very good about that number and I can move on and I can start to ratchet down the uncertainty in my overall P&L, my overall cost structure, and make better, more informed decision making. So as I think about driving programs as an example, that's why we're all here. How does this go from a purely variable cost component subject to large swings to something much more holistic, a driving program, more predictable, more understood, less prone to large swings, which reduces risk, reduces surprises, ultimately yields more control and better decision making at the end of the day?